Sweden, the final Nordic adventure. We've trekked across the jagged Danish hills of Malahoj, survived the fermented shark of Iceland, and watched our wallets cry in Norway. But now we've reached the ultimate boss level of Scandinavia, Sweden. Bright, bold, and buzzing with life, this land has more layers than a princess cake, and today, we're going to peel them back together. Setting the stage. Sweden is the heavyweight of the Nordics, the largest Scandinavian country, the fifth biggest in Europe, and the third biggest in the EU. It stretches across the eastern side of the Scandinavian peninsula, sharing borders with Norway and Finland, while the Baltic Sea hugs its coast. Two islands, Gotland and Öland, sit like jewels in the Baltic waters, while a bridge links the south directly to Denmark. The capital, Stockholm, spreads across 14 islands connected by over 50 bridges, earning it the nickname, the Venice of the North. Other key cities include Gothenburg, home to Scandinavia's busiest shipping port, and Malmö, the gateway to continental Europe. In total, Sweden is divided into 21 counties, but Swedes still think of their land in terms of three traditional regions, Norrland, Svealand, and Götaland. Oh, and one more bragging right, Sweden claims to have more islands than any country on Earth, over 260,000 of them. A land shaped by ice and time. Physically, Sweden is a mashup of all its Nordic neighbors. You get Norway's mountains in the west, Finland's lakes in the east, Denmark's farmland in the south, and even a touch of Iceland with its odd sand volcanoes. The tallest peak, Kebnekaise, sits up north, surrounded by tundra, glaciers, and the eerie glow of the midnight sun. Thousands of rivers rush down from these mountains, feeding lakes like Vänern and Vättern, some of the largest in Europe. This watery landscape exists because of the Ice Age. When the glaciers melted, the land began rising again in a process called post-glacial rebound. Even today, Sweden gains a few millimeters of land each year as the Earth slowly springs back. Climate and nature. Sweden's climate ranges from mild and oceanic in the south, to continental in the center, and fully subarctic above the Arctic Circle. Winters can mean snow and northern lights in Lapland, while in Malmö, you might just get cold rain. About 60% of Sweden is covered in forest, making it the second most forested country in Europe after Finland. Wildlife is rich, moose roam everywhere, so much so that hunters cull around 100,000 each year to keep populations balanced. Reindeer dominate the north, while brown bears, lynx, and owls thrive in protected parks. Fun fact, Sweden even has a preserved taxidermy whale, though visitors are no longer allowed to climb inside its mouth after one too many incidents. Economy, from forests to furniture. Only about 7% of Swedish land is good for farming, so agriculture was never the main game here. Instead, Sweden became an industrial giant. Iron ore and timber remain crucial exports, with the Kiruna mine in the north so massive that the entire town is literally being moved to expand it. And of course, there's Swedish design. From IKEA's flat-packed furniture to Volvo's sturdy cars, from Spotify's music revolution to H&M's global fashion empire, Swedish innovation has left fingerprints all over the world. High taxes fund all this, personal tax rates can reach over 50%, but Swedes shrug it off in exchange for free education, excellent infrastructure, and one of the world's most generous healthcare systems. Food and traditions. If you ever visit, prepare for a daily ritual, fika. This is more than just coffee, it's a cultural pause, often with cinnamon rolls, cookies, or a bright green princess cake. Other classic dishes include reindeer meatballs up north, grilled salmon in the summer, pickled herring at every major holiday, surströmming, fermented herring, approach at your own risk. Swedes also have quirky traditions. Children only eat candy on Saturdays, a rule many still follow as adults, and alcohol is only sold at government-run stores, creating a whole cross-border booze shopping ecosystem with Norway, Denmark, and Germany. People and culture. Swedes are known for being reserved but kind. They won't start a conversation with you on the bus, but if you ask for help, they'll gladly give it. A cultural law called jantelligen discourages bragging. humility is the social glue. The word lagom sums up Swedish philosophy: not too much, not too little, just enough. The population is about 10 million, with around 75% ethnically Swedish and the rest made up of immigrant communities, particularly from Syria, Iraq, Finland, and Poland. Swedish, the national language, only became official in 2009, and 5 minority languages, including Sami and Finnish, are protected as well. Modern Sweden, balancing acts. Sweden has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, and people are famously active and outdoorsy. But like every country, it faces challenges. The refugee crisis of 2014 to 2015 brought both compassion and difficulties in integration. Swedes pride themselves on openness, but debates about how to balance generosity with social cohesion continue today. This balancing act isn't new. Even during World War II, Sweden stayed officially neutral, though it had to make pragmatic choices, like allowing Nazi Germany to use railroads, while also sheltering Danish Jews. Neutral, but complicated. Sports, arts, and global influence. Swedes love sports. Football is huge, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is their biggest star, but ice hockey might be even bigger, with Sweden ranked among the world's top teams. They even co-invented quirky games like floorball and brandball, a cousin of baseball. Culturally, Sweden punches far above its weight. Astrid Lindgren's Pippi Longstocking became a global children's classic. Ingmar Bergman shaped cinema. Swedish crime novels dominate international book sales. And when it comes to music, the list is endless: ABBA, Roxette, Avicii, Swedish House Mafia, Robin, and the countless global pop hits written by producer Max Martin. Swedes have also gifted the world inventions like dynamite, the pacemaker, the 3-point seatbelt, and the Celsius scale. The spirit of Sweden. At its core, Sweden is a country of balance. It balances tradition with innovation, nature with modernity, humility with quiet confidence. It's a place where forests stretch endlessly, where cities sparkle with design, and where people believe that life is best lived in moderation, lagom. It may be the final boss of Scandinavia, but it's also a country where you're invited to sit down, sip coffee, and join in on a simple fika. And really, that's the most Swedish thing of all.